Hi, friends. We are live. Hello, hello. Facebook,
Hello,
LinkedIn, YouTube, all the places. It's Sonia and
Jeannie.
coming to you live for Winning Wednesday on Thursday. So it's a Thursday edition this week. And what does that really mean? That means sometimes you have to pivot. And yesterday was a crazy day for both of us, and we vowed to show up for you every single week. So we are keeping our promise. We're just going to shake it up a little this week and come to you live on Thursday. So, well, we'll just keep it Winning Wednesday on Thursday. I guess we could be like Thankful Thursday or whatever, but it's one day closer to the weekend. So, if you guys are here live with us, I know we're live in several different places, but would love to have you say hello. Let us know what platform you're watching from. And if you would let us know in the comments what time you are seeing this video, we're kind of playing with some times to see when we can catch the most people for our Winning Wednesday show. So, really, I'm super excited about this topic today. We're picking up where we left off last week. So, if you guys missed part one of this topic, you want to go back and watch it because we just laid down some really truthful foundation for what we're going to talk about today. And this concept of how do you navigate life and how do you win in this very toxic world that we're living in today. In case you have been checked out, let me remind you what is going on in our world today. We have a lot of toxicity in our face in every possible direction, whether that is emotional toxicity, things from the news, external forces, social media, the food we eat, the water we drink, the air we breathe. I don't know. Did I miss anything, Jeannie?
Everything.
Yeah. So if you grew up in the 80s or the 90s or even before then, you were in a place where, toxicity really wasn't even a thing that was talked about. I mean, toxicity to me was like when I was a little kid, like, oh, there's smoke coming out of that, that factory or something. That was toxicity. I think they actually called it pollution back then.
Yeah.
And, it's still pollution, but we're talking about a lot of different things that, make a person toxic. And so we went through and we talked about what all those things were, and we just kind of laid it all out there. So where there's problems, there are always solutions. So really what we want to talk about today is just give you some meat and potatoes on how to really thrive in 2023 and beyond in a toxic world. Because if you can navigate the waters, obviously we can't eliminate these things that have happened in our world, but we certainly can put on the armor and try to protect ourselves as much as possible. So, Jeannie, I am dying to know from you, what are some of the things that you do like on a daily basis to protect yourself from this toxic world we live in?
Oh gosh, where do I start? I think it really comes down to making the products you use as clean as possible.
Mm.
So, what do I mean by that? I mean the ingredients, that they put into the products. So, like deodorant without the aluminum, because I think we forget that the skin is the largest organ of the body and it absorbs a lot, whether it's coming from the environment or it's the things that we put on our skin. So it's really starting out with really clean products that have the least ingredients as possible. Like the ingredients need to be specific to what they're intended for. Like they need to be beneficial. And so if you have extra things like fillers or things that you don't even understand what they are, like red dye or whatever, that's where it's concerning because they're finding that more and more these ingredients in these products are really impacting our body. It could impact our skin. The skin absorbs these ingredients and it impacts our health. A lot of increase in cancer cases and all kinds of health conditions because of the products that we use. So I, on a daily basis, we start out with that, really good quality products. And so I know that whatever I'm going to use is good quality for me. In the morning, I've been trying. I don't do it every single day, but I know lemon water is really good. But even just drinking a glass of water, and in my opinion, I think, a glass of water in the morning before you drink your coffee or anything else, rehydrates the body. And that's especially important as we age because, our estrogen levels are down and we just need to like hydrate like crazy, right? So,
Well, that's all out of your system, right?
right. Yeah. Yeah. So at least, get a glass of water when you first wake up in the morning. That really helps. What else do I do I make sure I wear sunscreen every single day, whether it is summer or winter. It could be raining outside. I still wear sunscreen because you still get those rays. But
Non-toxic sunscreen though, right?
huh?
Non-toxic sunscreen.
Non-toxic. Yeah. I mean, through my dermatologist recommended is the oh I can't the what is it called? Oh, I forgot now.
You use it so often you don't remember.
It's
I get it.
I don't remember now. But anyway, it's you have to really go for the cleaner products and including sunscreen because there are a lot of chemicals in sunscreens and it could make things worse.
Mm.
So yeah, so I definitely wear sunscreen every day. What else? My makeup, like I'm very careful with the type of makeup I wear on my skin. If like most days I wear no makeup, but if there is makeup, they don't have chemical. And you just have to think it through. Like, what do you use to wash your hair with? What are you putting on your skin? What are you putting in your body? And if you start going through it and do like a checklist, you'll find there's a ton of chemicals in the everyday products that we use.
Yeah, and you can actually reference for those of you that are listening. Oh, my dad's on here. Hi, Dad. He's
Hi.
so cute. My dad is actually starting his own podcast, which I cannot wait to hear.
How
He's
exciting.
amazing. That's probably where I get this like love for being on the cameras from my dad. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, back to the lesson at hand here. So there's a number of different apps that you can use to actually look at how clean are your products. EWG
Mhm.
is a source. There's another one called Skin Deep. I mean, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
The only challenge with those is they don't contain every brand. So we just need to be wise consumers and be able to, not just believe a label that it says this one is, they love to use the words like plant derived, for
Mhm.
example. Well, what does that really mean? It's kind of like natural flavors in food. What does that really mean?
Oh,
If you're going to tell me it's a natural flavor, could you tell me what it's natural from? Is it
right.
natural from blueberries or like what makes it natural? And it's the
Mhm.
same thing for these personal care products. So using some of those apps to actually dig in and figure out, how clean is this brand? Or just asking around, ask an expert in the field, somebody that works in the area of clean living. That could be Jeannie or myself. Everything that we do is focused around clean living. And so, whether that is clean living in your home or clean living on your skin or clean living that goes in your belly, I mean, it's all the same, it's all related. So, okay, so personal care products. All right. So, that you talked about sunscreen.
Yeah.
And I have beliefs around the sun too. I don't want wrinkles on my face, so I usually use a zinc oxide, a clean something on my
That's
face.
what it is.
Zinc oxide, yeah. But I
That-
do let the rest of my body be exposed to the sun because
Mhm.
and not for long periods of time, but
Right.
as I call it, little hits of
Yeah.
sun throughout the day at certain times because that can actually help to regulate your hormones.
Mhm.
And you know, believe it or not, we can, especially as females, when we develop hormonal imbalance, things like estrogen dominance
Mhm.
can be a source of toxicity. So, I mean, it's crazy. It's like all of these things that 20, 30 years ago we didn't even think about are things that we need to think about today.
I really want to emphasize too, Sonia, so that our viewers understand that we are not like we're not endorsing that you go out in the sun today. I think that each person's individual and you have to follow your dermatologist's recommendation because I know there are some people that are very high risk for skin cancer.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
so you just have to go with what your doctor recommends for you. Sunlight in general is, like Sonia said, is very beneficial for your skin. You get that natural vitamin D. at very small amounts. You don't have to be out half an hour,
Or
but
baking in the
15
sun,
minutes.
like when
Yeah.
we were growing up, right? I don't know about you, but I used to like lay out in my backyard with
Yes.
baby oil and iodine all over my body to try to get this like glamorous tan, right?
Right.
Now, thankfully, we have collagen self tanner that is clean
Yeah.
and makes the most beautiful glow. So,
Exactly.
disclaimer, it
Yes.
is fabulous. And I just had to name drop that one. So, for my sun lovers that want a tan, you need to ask us about the collagen self tanner.
Yes.
Anyway, what else do you do outside of the personal care products? Any other things that you do on a day to day basis?
So let's see, what else do I do? Like you said, I actually just put sunscreen on my face and my neck and my chest area. But
Décolleté, isn't that what they call it?
décolletage, no. But yes, I do go outside in the sun. Um, I guess it's just the way we grew up. You go in the sun without sunscreen. Sunscreen has actually been endorsed more, I think, or like encouraged to wear like the past 20, 30 years. But when I was a kid, it wasn't something that you did. Instead, it was suntan lotion, banana boat suntan.
Zero SPF.
Yes. Yeah.
And if
So,
you even had a
but
number 4, it was bad.
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, everybody was out to get the tan. So I would say that's one of the things that I do try to do is get in the sun, because the natural vitamin D is, I think it absorbs better than the actual supplement.
Oh, 100%.
You know, um, what else do I do? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Um, Besides drinking the water, that's pretty much it. How about you, Sonia?
Yeah, I mean, I do all the things that you said. I
Mhm.
actually have Epstein-Barr virus, and hi, I'm Sonia. I have Epstein-Barr. As I say, Epstein-Barr is passing through my body. If you have any type of chronic anything, don't ever own it. Don't diagnose yourself with something. It's just something you live with, right? It's all
Mhm.
mindset. And so I am always looking for ways to better detoxify. So obviously you have the normal things that are going on, but when you have a condition like Epstein-Barr, our bodies just aren't as well at detoxing on their own.
Mhm.
So, I would always say food first. There are foods that are very, very beneficial for detoxification. So if you think about cruciferous vegetables like cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, any of those really, as I call high fiber vegetables that you have to be careful that you don't eat too many of them, but nonetheless, they're really good for detoxification. And
Mhm.
so making sure you include plenty of those in your diet on a daily basis, not like once a month, but like daily.
Really.
And that starts with color, right? A variety of color, but
Mhm.
particularly those cruciferous vegetables. I also like to, if you think about the ways that things move out of our body, we pee them out, we poop them out,
Mhm.
sweat, right? Sweat is very,
Yep.
very important. And so I not only focus on exercise and sweating every day, and it doesn't mean you have to go to a gym, just move your body and produce sweat. And if you have a hard time sweating, and believe it or not, a lot of people do, especially women, and if your hormones are in a messy place, you can have a hard time sweating using an infrared sauna. So I have an infrared sauna that I use at least 5 days a week. I have one in my home, but you can go to a sauna and use it there. But the infrared light is very, very therapeutic for many
Mhm.
things. And that action of sweating in combination with the infrared light is very, very beneficial for detoxification. So that's something I do on a day to day basis as well. I also take some supplements, both,
Mhm.
kind of on a daily basis, but also then looking at sort of what do I do monthly, maybe
Mhm.
every few months, once a year kind of thing. So on a daily basis I use a liposomal glutathione. Glutathione is actually your master antioxidant,
Mhm.
and it can help to really help facilitate better detoxification because
Mhm.
our bodies naturally detox very well on their own, but we have this if you think about a bucket, this bucket can only hold so many toxins before it kind of spills over. And so there are a lot of people running around in this world with spilled over buckets. And if we don't assist the body to move more of these toxins out of the system, they can be stored in fat cells. Then we see weight gain, then we see more obesity, then we see more diabetes. Like it's just a cyclical problem. So I definitely would encourage you to do some daily detoxification supplements. Glutathione is one, NAC is another, N-acetylcysteine is what that stands for. I also believe in doing things more on a monthly basis. So I call it a white pants approved detox product that you don't have to stop eating for days. It's something that you can take 3 nights before bed. It's actually aloe vera and apple pectin base. I should have had it here, but it's in my cabinet. It's a product called Activate, but it is a really gentle detox. So it really takes that daily stuff you do just up a little notch. And you do it 3 nights before bed once a month. And then I also like to incorporate some deeper levels of fasting and other things. I might do a 5-day fast. I use Prolon personally. I use that probably, for a while when I was really aggressive, I was doing it monthly. I wouldn't do it any more often than once a month, but right now I would say I use it quarterly, and it just gives your body like a deeper detox. It helps to get you into the state of what we call autophagy or cell turnover. It gets rid of the old rusty cells and makes way for new cells. Because when you have cellular regeneration, you're getting rid of a lot of the toxic stuff that your body has created, and you're bringing new, fresh, healthy cells. And that in itself gives you a better chance at thriving in this toxic world. So those are a couple of sort of layers of things that I do. How about emotionally? What do you do emotionally, Jeannie, to help detox?
Yeah, that's a good question. And it's something that, mental health is so important these days, especially with a lot of people working more remotely. I would say that for me, what keeps me really kind of stable, but I guess,
Good way of
yeah.
putting it.
I think journaling is so releasing, because sometimes there are things in your mind that you don't really want to express it to somebody else because maybe you don't want to start an argument, but you can put all of those things onto paper. And it just feels like a ton of bricks off your shoulder because you feel that release when you put it on paper. So journaling is really important for me. What I would say also for my mental health is making sure I do self-care. Like, I know a lot of women, they tend to put that, on the side, and they tend to their family or they tend to work, and they think that self-care is it's something that is like a privilege, or it's something that, that other people get to do, but they can't. And I look at it as self-care is a must. Like, you have to take care of yourself. You don't have to spend any money for self-care at all. You don't. And self-care comes in different ways. To me, self-care means doing things that you enjoy, that help to relax you and help to center you. So again, that journaling, that self-care. For me personally, I love self-care. I've grown into much better things for self-care, but self-care for me in college was much different than today. Today for me, it's going for my facial, going for the massage therapy. Yoga is, yes, exercise, but it's also self-care because, again, I feel so much better afterwards. And it's me time, working out, same thing, it's something I do daily. If I can't even imagine a day without exercise and different levels of exercise, because, you have those active rest days. You should never just not exercise at all. You should always have some type of physical activity going on a daily basis. And so you want to look at you're physically active 7 days a week. And there's going to be some days where you're going to be doing something a little bit more intense. and other days that it may not be so intense. So it's like a good variety. So those are the things that I love to do. And actually that infrared that you were talking about, I did some research on it, and wow, I'm going to have to get one for myself, because it's amazing at the actual studies that are out there that it helps to lower blood pressure. It helps to lower your blood sugars. There's just so many health benefits to it. And doctors are actually like promoting it, like saying it's a good thing.
Yeah, if
It's
you need
unbelievable.
a recommendation, let me know. The brand that I have is actually very low in EMF radiation. I mean,
Oh,
that's the thing you have to look at when you buy a sauna is
mhm,
how much EMF is it outputting and outputting,
mhm.
I don't know if I said that right, but
Yeah.
off-gassing, whatever the word is. So I did a lot of research before I purchased mine, and it really has made a huge difference for me. I think those are all so awesome because if you think
Yeah.
about the movement piece, I mean, you're hitting on, sweating, obviously
Mhm.
detoxing that way, but also, mental
Mm,
stressors are a source of toxicity. As a matter of fact, all of this emotional stress that we get, whether it's from watching the news or
mhm.
poor relationships or stress at work, or like literally the list goes on, all of that stuff can be almost more toxic than what you're eating. I
Yeah.
mean, and I don't want to say more toxic, but on the level
Almost.
playing field, yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I think that we have to be able to set boundaries with these things. I mean, technology is an amazing thing. It's allowing us to sit here and talk to you guys about this, and you don't have to like pay for it and go to a course and learn this stuff,
Mhm.
right? But you
Mhm.
have to set boundaries around the technology. So things like turning off your notifications, making sure that if you are using your smartphone for business, like we're both entrepreneurs, so my smartphone is on all the time.
Mhm.
So when it in my cutoff at night is nobody calls me unless it's super important, family or something. There's no phone checking anything after 9 o'clock at night. And a lot of times, what I will do to avoid being distracted, I'll turn my phone over so that I can't even see it lighting up. But turning off the sound notifications, the only one that I have on is my text message in case somebody needs to reach me, or my phone itself. And
Mhm.
but all of the Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, all the different notifications are turned off so that I have control over when I check that stuff.
Yep.
Because too much EMF radiation is another source of toxicity.
Mhm.
So we have no control where they put these 5G towers and all of the things that can give us a lot of power, but there's also a lot of debate as to whether or not those things are destroying a lot of things about our health. So we just have to be smart. I mean, hopefully you know where the towers are near your home, and hopefully it's
Mhm.
not in your backyard literally, but these are things you have to think about now when you move, is like where's this
Where are all the
you know,
towers?
towers? Is it literally right on top of where I'm moving to? I mean, these are things you need to look at.
Yeah.
Other sources of toxicity that you have to be aware of in your environment. What are you doing? We talked about personal care products, but
Mhm.
your cleaning products,
Mm,
making sure that those are clean.
yeah.
And if you need some suggestions, Jeannie and I can help you with that.
Yeah.
Don't take advantage of things that you've always used for year and year and year. Like I always say, if you've used Tide detergent for years, and I don't know why I pick on Tide, but it's the one on TV all the time, right? Is, sometimes you have to just release that and be willing to try something else. And I promise you it will clean your clothes.
Yeah.
But also be aware of other things that could be putting toxins into your homes.
Mhm.
Things like mold, believe it or not, mold off
Yes.
gas toxins.
Mhm.
And that can make somebody really, really sick.
Mhm.
VOCs from the paint on your walls, making sure you're using, we repainted my office a couple of years ago, and I drove my other half nuts because we had to go looking for the cleanest paint possible. But if I'm gonna sit in that room and have to smell those fumes, that's
Yeah.
toxicity. And so paint, let's see, other VOCs that,
Furniture,
furniture, carpet.
area rugs. Yep.
Please don't use the Glade plugins. I mean,
Oh,
those things are
yeah.
just filled with
The
toxicity.
aerosol sprays, horrible.
All of those, although the one that we have in our clean living company is pretty awesome. I
Yeah,
love
it's
that
not
one.
it's not aerosol though.
No,
It's
it's not, but air
it's a
freshener.
spritzer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really awesome. The other
Mhm.
thing you can use is, a diffuser with essential oils. Be careful
Mhm.
that your container, your diffuser
Mhm.
container, whatever it's called, is cleaned out regularly so it doesn't
Yes.
develop mold. Your coffee maker, make sure you clean that, make sure it's not
Mhm.
filled with mold. I mean, so there are all kinds of things that we need to be aware of in our home environment as
Mhm.
well. So if you
Yeah.
just maintain a good, clean, healthy living environment, it's your sanctuary. It's
Mm.
where you focus on healing, and it's for many of us where we work these days.
Mhm.
And so if you're in that space, make sure that it's a clean one. If you run the air conditioner and the heat 24/7, make sure you get fresh air into your home, whether it's through an air exchanger or you need to open the windows once in a while
Yep.
because you can develop, high levels of carbon dioxide in your home. So these are all external toxins
Mhm.
that are living around us and we don't even realize it. So pay
Yeah.
attention to your home environment, pay attention to the, obviously the food you eat, the water you
Mhm.
drink, the care products you use, and hopefully all of these things will help you kind of mitigate some of the toxicity that surrounds us. Don't walk behind a car exhaust and breathe it in. I mean, some of this is
Yeah.
common sense, right?
Mhm.
We don't spray our lawn, and so we have some dandelions, and that is just fine. Unfortunately,
Yep.
our neighbors on both sides do spray their lawn. There is nothing I can do about that. I can control where my house sits. That's it.
Right.
But
Yes.
it's less than if all three of us sprayed our homes. So it's
Mhm.
sort of navigating through what you do control. So, did we
Exactly.
forget anything? I know we talked about a lot of different things.
No, I think we covered everything. Your environment, your body, the things that you use,
Your food, your
the
drink,
food.
your emotions, all of
Yeah.
it. So it's all really important things. So I want to challenge everybody that's listening to think about what areas of your life might still be toxic. Where do you need to put some work? Do you need to replace the plastic containers you still have in your house for glass? Do you need to, make sure you switch out your laundry detergent? Think about what areas of your life you still need to make some improvements
Mhm.
and go to work. The good news is
Yeah.
it's never too late to clean up your environment, to clean up your life, and to thrive in this toxic world. We need to do a lot of those things. So I hope you guys
Mhm.
found value in this information today. We came to you with a lot of problems last week, so hopefully we've given you some solutions today. And if there are other things that you feel like would really help you win and thrive in this world, because that's really what we want to help you do, make sure you drop those in the comments. We're always looking for good ideas to help bring you good content for our future Winning Wednesday lives starting next week and beyond. So thanks for being with me today. And Jeannie,
Thank
thank
you.
you for being with us. And we'll come back at you live next week. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.